Hello students, today we are going to learn about the blood, which is the part of our anatomy and physiology in GNM. Blood, the red liquid that circulates in the arteries and veins of the humans. Blood is circulated around the body through the blood vessels by the pumping action of the heart. As we know that the blood is red liquid, right? So, which is circulated in our artery and veins by the action of our heart. The action is like pumping, right? Then the circulatory fluid include the plasma and the different cells such as red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets in the vascular system of human and the other vertebrates. It is the fluid which contain the plasma as well as some cells, that is red blood cells, white blood cells, and the platelets. Now the physical characteristics of the blood. More thick than the water. How times thick than the water? So that is 4 to 5 times thick than the water. So our blood is thick than the water. Then the temperature is 100.4 degree Fahrenheit is the temperature of the blood. Then 8% of total body weight. Then specific gravity is 1050 to 1016 and the pH is 7.4 to 0.05. Average blood volume in the males is 5 to 6 liter and 4 to 5 liters in the female. So the average blood volume is in the male is 5 to 6 and in the female is 4 to 5 liter. Now the main topic is the function of the blood. Supply the essential nutrients in the cells such as glucose, fatty acid and amino acid. As we know, the blood is circulate in our body. So through that circulation, it provides glucose, fatty acid and amino acid to all the cells. Then transport the O2 and the CO2 and the hormones in the body, as well as it helps in transportation of O2, CO2 and some hormone. Then protect from the pathogen, blood loss and the disease. It also provides some protection against some bacteria. Then some blood loss. Help to regulate the body temperature. Transport the metabolic waste to kidney, skin, intestine for their removal. As we know, it circulates in our body, so it's also transport the metabolic waste to the kidney, skin and intestine. So that waste is removed by this organ. Now the components of the blood. The components of the blood is two. That is blood cells and plasma. Blood cells is 45% and plasma is 55%. You can see in the picture, the plasma is 55, white blood cells and platelets are 1% and RBC is 45%. We see in the detail. Now the blood cells. Blood cells there are three types of blood cells. First one is red blood cells, second one is white blood cells and the platelets. Red blood cell is also known as the erythrocytes. White blood cells is also known as the leukocytes and the platelets is also known as the thrombocytes. You can see in the picture that this type of structure is present within the cell. Okay, so this is the structure of the cell. Now first one RBC, that is red blood cells, also we can say that erythrocytes. Biconcave shape. The shape of the RBC is concave, elastic cell membrane. The cell membrane is elastic, no nucleus. There is no nucleus present in the RBC. 95% of RBC consists of hemoglobin. Remaining 5% consists of enzyme, salt and other protein. So RBC is basically made up of hemoglobin and enzyme, salt and protein. So 95% is hemoglobin and other 5% is enzyme, salt and protein. Form in the red bone marrow. It is formed in the bone marrow, right? Then average life is 4 months. RBC lifespan is 4 months. About 200 million red blood cells are formed and destroyed in every second. 2 to 10 million red blood cells are formed as well as destroyed in our body in every second. The main function of the RBC is to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. As we see previous, the main function of the blood is the transportation. So it's transport the O2 and CO2. Blood of the male contain 5 to 5.5 4.5 million RBC per cubic millimeter, and in female 4 to 4.5 million RBC per cubic millimeter. So it is the normal range of RBC in male and female. Now coming to white blood cells, also called leukocytes, they are colorless. White blood cells are colorless, much larger than the red blood cell. So is large than the RBC, right? Now one cubic milliliter of the blood contains 7,000 to 8,000 WBC. From in the bone marrow, their lifespan depends on the body needs. So they have lifespan of month or even year. So the lifespan of WBC is not fixed. It depends on our body need. Now, white blood cells are about 1% in healthy people. Only 2% of total WBC population circulating in the blood at the time. Rest is in the skin, lungs, and the spleen. So here it is mentioned that mostly the WBC is seen in the skin, lungs, and the spleen, and 2% of the WBC is only circulated in the blood. Now the function of the WBC. These are the cells of the immune system that are involved in protecting the body against both infection disease and the foreign substance. So whatever the foreign substance are enter in the body, so these type of cells are defensed against that the foreign body and provide the protection against the disease. Now the types of WBC. So there are mainly two types. In that first one is granulocytes. These WBC have granules in their cytoplasm. As the name suggests, granulocytes, that means granules are present in the WBC. Granulocytes includes the neutrophils, eosinophils, and the basophils. So these three cells are present in these granulocytes. The first one is neutrophils. Heal the damaged tissue. These are the function, right? Then eosinophils remove to inflamed area, tapping the substrate and killing the cells. Eosinophils is move to the inflamed area. For example, we get infection in the hand or on the feet or whatever the part of the body, it's transferred to that part and trapping the substance and kill that cell. Now the basophils prevent the blood clotting and allergic reaction. It's provide the protection against the allergic substance. So here the allergic reaction and also help in preventing the blood clot. And the second type is granulocytes. These are the without the granules in their cytoplasm. In these the granules are absent, and in the granulocytes the granules is present. This includes monocytes and lymphocytes. So first one is monocytes. Remove the damaged tissue and destroy the cancer cells. Then lymphocytes involved in the immune response mechanism. Now what is the immune response mechanism? So it is the response which is done by our immune system against the foreign substance. So it is known as the immune response mechanism. Now the platelets. Platelets are also called thrombocytes. So the other name is thrombocytes. Platelets are not cells. They are fragments of the large cells. It is not the cell. It is small pieces of the large cells. Nucleons are absent. Random shape. There is no any shape of platelet, and the size is 2 to 4 microns, and the normal platelet count is 1,50,000 to 4 lakh microliter. Now the platelet have lifespan of only 5 to 9 days. So the average lifespan is 5 to 9 days. Are formed in the bone marrow. All the cells are mostly formed in the bone marrow. Now the function. Stoppage of bleeding in a quick way when the blood vessels are damaged. This process is called homeostasis. Prevent the hemorrhage. Here the hemorrhage, that means loss of blood, right? So the platelet is help in prevent the hemorrhage, right? Now the plasma. So the second component of the blood is plasma, which is 55%, right? And composed of approximately 90% of water. So plasma is mainly composed of water. Plasma is a liquid portion of the blood. As we know, there are two components, plasma and the blood cells. but the plasma is liquid portion of the blood. Plasma is primarily water in which protein, salt, nutrients, and the waste are dissolved. Plasma can be divided into six components. Plasma has six components. The first one is inorganic ions, or we can say the minerals ion. The plasma protein, organic nutrients in the blood, nitrogenous waste products, hormones, and the gases. So in the plasma, that is the part of our blood, right? In that, these six components are present. That is gas, hormones, nitrogenous waste, organic nutrients, inorganic ion, or the plasma protein. Now the functions of the plasma help in maintain of the BP, right? So the in the maintenance of the BP, it is the main part of the plasma. Now the regulate body temperature. It contains the mineral salt, hormones, and the proteins that perform important function in the body. As we see, the six components are there which is present in the plasma. So all that six components are very important for our body. So automatically the plasma is important in our body. If you go in the any laboratory uh, for some test, they take the sample of the plasma, right? Why they take a sample of the plasma? Because the main component which we seen, right, are present in the plasma. So they mostly take the uh, culture or the sample of the plasma.